Hi, I'm Chef Sherry Ronning, and I'm just popping in really quick. It's been a busy day today. I got my hair done today, so it's different than I normally do it. And I just had a lot going on, but I just wanted to bring you a recipe, an unusual recipe that you wouldn't think about when you're doing the griddle, but using a bowl. So a metal bowl I have, and I'm actually going to get my hot pads, and I am going to get a measuring cup. So I'm just going to get started with this. We're going to make chocolate pudding. And this is like a dessert recipe. This would be something like if you're cooking all kinds of other stuff. Hi Lisa, how are you? Glad you could join us again. It's been such a hectic day today, and I wasn't sure what to do, and I'm just gonna do this really quick recipe. But I'm doing chocolate pudding, and you can get but it's the cook and serve. You can get the zero or the no sugar. I didn't have any in the house because I use this to make hot fudge. My mom used to make hot fudge sauce for like ice cream, to put over ice cream, and that's why I have this in the house. So I'm just gonna make this up really quick, but I'm gonna show you how I use a bowl. And a lot of people don't think about this, and I'm just doing exactly what the directions say on the box. I think it says 3 cups milk. So I'm just gonna add milk in here, and you're just gonna bring this to a boil till it thickens, which is pretty easy. It's not too complicated, like that. And I'm gonna get this going. I have my griddle set at 400 degrees. I have an electric Blackstone griddle. I do this all the time out on the gas griddle, but I like using these pans. The only thing that I wished is that you have to be really careful with burning yourself on, because sometimes I don't think about it and I touch the edge of the bowls, and so you just have to be careful when you're doing this. And so I'm just gonna just milk the powdered mix and just stirring it. We're gonna basically just stir it till it thickens, till it comes to a boil. But this is just a fun thing maybe to do with the kids, if you're out camping. And some people might ask, why would you do something like this on the griddle? Well, the griddle is really good for if you run out, or if you have no power, if you're in if you lose electricity, if you're in the middle of a storm and like a disaster or something happens and you don't have power for several days and you just want to make something, this is a good thing to do. Camping is another good one. I know a lot of people take this camping all summer long, and this is all that they have to cook on. They don't have a stove. They don't have to go whatever. They might have a grill and stuff, but this is like these bowls, I have found so many uses for these bowls that I love them. I will make I make sauce. I'm gonna go put this in the refrigerator quick. But I make an Alfredo sauce, which I do have this on my YouTube channel. In here, like, I'll cook the chicken up, saute the chicken, and I usually will have the pasta done ahead of time, but I'll make the Alfredo sauce in a bowl like this on the griddle as the chicken and my vegetables. Usually I do like broccoli along with it, and the sauce, it's perfect. This is perfect for doing something like that with. And this is just easy. You just kind of just let it go. And I'm actually going to use the lid here to kind of trap the heat a little bit. This bowl is, I have different size bowls that I use. This one was too tall for it, so I probably would have used this one because this is a nice size bowl that I have. And this one's a little bit too wide, but that one was pretty perfect. Yes. So with the bowl, I'm not like scratch or moving it all around. It's staying where it's at, and I'm not even like, I'm holding it now because it was cool enough to do it. But you do have to be very careful with this top that you don't scratch it. But I found with the bowl that I'm not moving it in. That's something that I'm careful with. And when you're using it on the gas griddle, the outside, the bigger one, or the griddles, with the gas, the top, you don't have to worry about that at all. So I, different things. Let's see. What did you guys think about the recipes? What I've done 20, I think this is the 26th recipe that I've done. And this is the last day of the series that I'm doing. And it's been pretty cool. It's been, a challenge sometimes. Like today, it was very challenging going live and getting everything in. But I am making it work. I'm hoping that this turns out. Usually I would do it out on the bigger griddle and just like cook it as I'm cooking other things. I like to multitask like that all the time. And so I would actually have this on the side of the griddle and then have other things cooking along with it. But it was just kind of too crazy today for me to be doing that. So, and like another thing too, I see I have like a Facebook user coming in there. If you're coming in from Facebook, if you could put your name with your comment, just so I kind of get an idea of who you are, because when I'm looking at mine, it tells me if you're on YouTube who it is, but it doesn't tell me Facebook. It just says Facebook user, and it doesn't. Can see your comment, but I just can't see who it is that I'm talking to. So I know there's been quite a few. We've had Lisa, we had Kathy yesterday. I have my neighbor back here, Debbie, has been on. I have Dan that's been on quite a bit. And you guys kind of have gotten the routine, and so I'm glad that when I'm reading your comments, I kind of see your name and I know who I'm talking to. So it's been pretty cool. Oh, Lisa. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I was talking to Aunt Bonnie the other day. They are down in Florida right now, and I thought that they had a griddle with them in Florida, but she said it was just too hard. The one that they have in Michigan here is bigger, and they used to take it down there and haul it around, but she said it just has gotten too hard for them to lift and to carry on, so they ended up leaving it home. But she called me the other day and said that they ended up buying a combination griddle and grill, a smaller version that they plan on using in Florida when they're down there, because they just go for like, I think 3 months out of the year. And so I did, and I know a lot of people do that, like with us being in Michigan here, that some people, you use it in the summertime, but then you go down south for the wintertime, and sometimes people use it all the time down there, and sometimes they only just use it here in the summertime in Michigan, and then when they travel, they don't have it. But then they also miss it. I know Aunt Bonnie misses it. She has used it, and she sees me making all these kind of recipes, and she would like to have the griddle to cook on. And but yeah, that's why I got this one here, because I had the gas one outside, and I really missed cooking on it in the wintertime. It's too cold for me, and the gas tanks don't like to work in the cold in here. They have a hard time, it just is a struggle with it. And so that's why I ended up getting the inside electric griddle to cook on the inside. If I could bring the gas griddle in, I would probably do that, but that's not safe. You can't do that. So it says my dad's tabletop is heavy and bulky, so I don't bring it to North Carolina. Or my old tabletop, yeah. And I know some of my 36-inch is too bulky. It just stays out in the back, the porch. But I do have the 22-inch that has a stand, and I can actually take the girdle top off of it, and I put it in my car, and I take it to the news station, and I've taken it to Bear Lake out on a boat on there, and I'm actually able to transport it, and I like it a lot better. So that's my 22-inch gas griddle. And the tank, I just take the tank off, and it's something that I'm able to manage, and I don't need other people to do it with me. It's something I can lift and on and not have any problems with it. Okay, so now I have the lid, and I'm just stirring it every so often, and it may take a little bit to get it up this way. But another thing and I'm planning on doing like recipes on this at a certain point, is doing this way, like doing hot cider. Just take a bowl and do cider and have hot cider. Hot chocolate is another thing. Like if you have a lot of kids and you want to do like a hot chocolate if you're doing a meal, but you want to have drinks to go along with it. Something like this you could put in a bowl or a container like that and keep it hot on the griddle, and there's your beverages. And a lot of people don't think about stuff like that. Like you would never think about like doing pudding or dessert. And I've actually done quite a few desserts. If you go on my website, I've done cupcakes on here. I've done like mini cakes that I've stacked and done like birthday cakes for people. Like if you're out camping and you don't want to run in and get a cake for somebody, but if you find out it's somebody's birthday maybe and you want to make them something special, and you can easily do it on the griddle. And I have there's tricks though that you have to do, because there's sometimes that you got to watch that you don't burn the bottom of it and stuff. But you can do baking on here. I've done biscuits. I have done, what else have I done? I've done the cupcakes, like muffins. I've done tarts, little cobblers with the fruit in the bottom and cake on the top. You can do that. And there's all kinds of stuff that you can do on here that you normally wouldn't think that you'd be able to do on here. But so just sometimes it's like just think outside the box. You gotta, if you can think it, you can more than likely do it on here. So I'm hoping this doesn't take too long to do. But each griddle is different, so you just kind of have to work with which griddle that you have. Anybody have any questions? I know this is and it's basically just letting it go. And I have the cup here, and you can do we'll put it in here. You could do whipped cream on top of it. You can, and I don't have the recipe for it, but at some point I might even make like a hot fudge, to do a hot fudge and put over ice cream. That is really good to do. And it's pretty much the same thing, but you do the milk and you do some sugar in there and that, and mix it all up, just heat it up, and then you add butter to it at the end, and boom, and everybody loves it. We make that at holidays and stuff, and it goes over really, really well. See, I have quite a few people on. How is everybody doing? Where are you guys from? Are you guys all, do I have any newbies on? Let's see. I know yesterday there was quite a few. We had like a few that I hadn't seen in a while that popped in, and they did post their name on there, so I seen who they were. A lot of times, sometimes I can't see until afterwards, but um, yeah, I'm just gonna just double check this. And if you notice when I'm doing this, I'm leaving that so that the heat stays in it. And yeah, so as you see when I'm stirring it, I'm not like moving it all around. I'm not, so that it doesn't scratch the bottom. It pretty much stays in place. And yeah, it's getting warmed up. Allison, hi, how are you? Yes, pudding does sound delicious. This is kind of going to be we already had dinner. We had got that out of the way, and so this is going to be kind of our snack for a little bit later. I'm going to let it cool down a little bit, and yeah, the pudding, the cooked pudding is, yeah. I sometimes I just like it. Sometimes it's just you just need it, and um, have you ever thought? So Lisa's question is, have you ever thought about a trip around the world with different dishes? And no, not really. Maybe we could do something like that. I'm not really. I do different, I guess like Italian and Mexican, but I don't know. I maybe have to think about that one. Um, no. It's just been a long day today. I'm ready to just chill out and relax a little bit, and it's still so, I'm stirring it. It's still pretty liquidy. So how long have we been? It's been probably about 15 minutes. And this just says bring to a boil over medium heat. It doesn't say like how long. So basically I'm just following the directions on the box and just gonna, heat it up till it's thickened. And it's pretty simple. It's not really too hard to do, but it's just being patient. And sometimes I don't have patience, but Yes, Allison, I do, but I'm gonna hold off till tomorrow. So just we will, yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um, uh, let's see what else. Lisa, I seen that you had some more of your bread. Have you been doing any more with? I don't know if it's picking up. I think the one I seen was your Stromboli, and then I looked and I'm like, that was I think 4 days ago. Um, have you done any more with your bread? And that's something that I maybe should dabble in a little bit, is doing like the, I know some people will do the, what do you call it? The starter, why am I drawing a blank right now with the bread? The kind of, the sourdough, do like pancakes, and there's all kinds of other stuff that you can do with the sourdough or with the dough. Am I saying that right? For some reason, it's been one of those days. Ooh, okay. Now, it is starting to thicken a little bit. I'm still gonna just let it go a little bit longer here. And, but it's still, what was it, after, you know, maybe not quite 20 minutes, and I'm starting to get a little bit of thickness in there. And I don't think you would want to turn up the heat. That's another thing, you know, you might think that, oh, maybe I could turn it up to 450 or something higher, but I don't think you would. I think, you know, it might have more of a chance of burning it. And so I think you would want to do either 350 or 400, or like medium low out there on the griddle. Hot dog buns. Yeah, that was what I seen. The hot dog buns. Yeah, both you and your sister are so adventurous with all that stuff. I love watching Mindy's posts that she does in all of her freeze drying that she's doing. She does some amazing stuff. Warning, it's addictive. Lisa said that she's coming home next month, and she can bring me some starter. Yeah, I don't even have a clue about any of it. It's something that I really haven't dabbled in. I think the most that I've done is the Amish bread. I don't know if you remember back in the day, you used to do the Amish bread with a starter. That's as much as I've ever done. And I used to love that Amish bread. I don't even know if that's still even a thing anymore. Do they even still make that Amish bread? It used to be so dang good. Used to use like the cinnamon sugar. I might have to do some of that. Yeah, and so I just stirred it. It is thickening up a little bit on the bottom. And so, you know, you don't want to make sure that doesn't burn. But I'm getting some thumbs up, some hearts. And as you guys can see, no snow. We're pretty much, what is the temperature? I think it was in the 40s today, and we're pretty much, there is snow on the ground, but not a lot. There's not a lot of, we have a lot of spots, some more snow, some not snow. And I know across the state that I was talking to somebody, one of my blogging friends, and she said they just got a whole bunch of snow, and there was supposed to be a whole bunch more coming. And I'm like, we don't have hardly anything. It's raining. It rains off and on here, and I think it's probably just the lake effect. So the roads have been really good. And okay. let's see. Okay, with the starter dough, you can make anything with it. French dip bread. I have starter in the freezer. Okay. And make it. So is the friendship bread like the Amish bread, or is that like the Amish bread is like kind of like a sweet bread, like a kind of like a banana bread, or I don't know. It's just it just had a unique taste to it, and since that it's been years since I've had it, and I just have not seen since the bags weren't passed around because you would do the starters and pass them around and stuff, and I just haven't had it in years. So is a friendship bread similar to the Amish bread? Okay. Yep. Cool. Okay. This is just taking patience, and yeah, it's every time I do it, it's thickening up just a little bit, but it's not like thick. And I think you're basically supposed to bring it to a boil to help thicken it, and it's just taking time. Yeah, see that's what we used to do. We used to freeze the bags and take them out. I know I had for years, I actually had a bag of it in the freezer. But I actually have the recipe for it. So maybe if I have the starter, then I can follow the recipe that I have and do that. So that's maybe what I'll do. Mm-hmm. All right, I think I am going to. It's just gonna take time, and it's getting thick. So right now it's like maybe the consistency of a thick hot chocolate. I'm kind of seeing if maybe if you let it cool down a little bit, if it'll thicken. Yeah, it tastes amazing. I'm gonna put the lid back on it. It tastes just like pudding, and it's just like right there, right, almost done. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna let this cook. I will take a picture of it when I'm done and show you guys how simple. I'll have the finished picture for you, but basically it's just giving it time, let it cook, and just being patient with it. So we're at about almost 30 minutes. I am going to sign off and get ready for my jammies. I hope you guys have a great evening, and I guess we will see you later. Bye.